Hey, what's going on, guys? So, I'm in my hotel room in Greece and I saw the news around Sparking Zero and how the developers are going to punish rage quitters by strengthening the penalties around people that keep on leaving the games and timing them out. And obviously, this is something that's plagued Tekken as well, so it kind of relates to Tekken. But I'm a Sparking Zero player as well, so I thought I'd cover both of them. And this is really directly to Bandai Namco. Why is it so hard for you to just do what players are asking? And the thing is that if it was so hard, you could just tell us that there's an actual reason why. Not the dumb reason that Harada gave, where he's like, oh, people might sue or some nonsense. I can't remember what crap came out at that time regarding giving rage quitters the punishments they deserve. But you won't tell players why they won't get their points. You won't tell players why the rage quitters don't get their points deducted or at least get a loss. You keep on coming out of these excuses that you're going to ban people, that you're going to strengthen timeouts. And what I don't understand is that as a business, you should want to please your customers and make them happy. Give them less things to complain about. And if everybody is telling you just do it the old way, in the older fighting games, they would get a loss, I would get a win, I would get my points, they would lose their points. It was that simple. You banning players does not work. It hasn't worked since the beginning of Tekken 8, it's not going to work on Sparking Zero. All they're going to do is make new accounts. We've seen multiple streamers doing this as well. It's a very, very simple fix. And I can't seem to understand why you would want to tank your games. Now, one of the main reasons why I stopped playing Sparking Zero online and only really play offline with friends or at tournaments is because of the rage quitting situation. The penalties are not going to stop these players. I wouldn't care so much if my time wasn't being wasted. I'm a goal oriented person like a lot of these other people that are playing ranked. They want to rank up. They don't want to sit there going through a whole DP battle, and that DP battle takes up what, almost all of the 600 seconds that you're afforded, or however long it is. You get right to the end after dealing with Android spam for however long, and you overcome your opponent, and then they rage quit, and there's nothing to show for it. You have to understand where gamers are coming from here. And again, I can't understand why this is not a simple fix for you guys. Very, very easy to alleviate all of the problems and to stop people from doing this. The only way people are going to stop is if their nice shiny rank is taken away from them by way of deducting points. And you can even go harsher than that. You can also keep your bans and your penalties, and you can also stop them from ranking up if they've rage quit a certain amount of time, and that would incentivize people to not do those things. But you just kind of want people to buy your products, want people to buy your DLC, and then you don't want to address the problems how we all know they should be addressed. So for as long as Tekken and Sparking Zero keep on doing this, I'm going to remain the way I have with Tekken with Sparking Zero. I will only ever purchase a character like Jinpachi, for example, or Ancient Ogre, or someone that I actually want to use. I will not support the game outside of using characters that I want to use. I don't interact with the Tekken store, and if Sparking Zero ever comes out with a store, I won't be interacting with that one either. Until you guys start showing the people that purchased your games the same level of respect they showed you when the game was being released and they supported it, I don't think people should really interact with things that you guys want to bring out. And I would encourage anybody until they decide, and you feel the same way as I do. If you don't, it's fine. I'm not talking to you. You're free to have your money however you will. But if you feel cheated by the systems in these games and you don't feel like Bandai Namco are addressing it the way you want them to, don't buy their cosmetics. We know that the microtransactions in a lot of these games fund them for a long time, and I'm happy for these games to be funded as long as they listen to their consumers. So for as long as you continue to ignore people that are playing your fighting games and are saying we want our wins, we want our points, we want them to be punished by taking their points away, until you decide to address that properly, I will not purchase any costumes that you guys have got in there, any additional characters to support, because I was happy to purchase things I wasn't even going to play with. I wanted to support Sparking Zero. I wanted to buy characters that I wouldn't even necessarily use just to help the game along the way, so we get sequels, so this game gets the updates that maybe it needs some balance changes, just to support the community and to support the developers, because I do enjoy the game. But the negligence on ranked, which has been seen on Tekken and has now been seen on Sparking Zero, as far as I'm concerned, is unacceptable. You guys work in the same company, Harada and Jun Furutani. I'm sure there must be some modes of communication. How is it that you all sit around your big board meeting tables and you see what everybody's saying online and you still decide to go in the opposite direction? It makes absolutely no sense to me. So until then, both of your games, They'll get no support from me outside of the things that I already want to use. Like if you, I don't know, in Sparking Zero, you kind of already dropped all the characters, so I can't even think of one that I'd want to purchase over the people I'm using now. So Sparking Zero is probably out the window. As for Tekken, outside of Season 1, because I already had the Ultimate Collection, I won't be buying any of the characters unless I want to use them. So you could release, what, 10 characters for the next however many years the game is out. And if none of them are like Jinpachi or Ancient Ogre or Negan or someone with Negan's moveset, I'm probably not going to buy them. And that would be it. I won't support the game outside of that until they decide to listen to what people are saying. So that's all I really wanted to say about that. That's how I feel about it. If you don't feel the same about it, that's completely fine. If you want to support the game, regardless of that, and no hard, I'm not going to get upset at you. Obviously, it's your money. That's just how I feel about it, and I know that's how a lot of other people feel about it. The other thing I wanted to talk about was we saw that Steam was requiring developers or these companies to tell us what they're going to be giving us with DLC. And a lot of people assumed that Tekken would have to name the characters in Season 2. And I also made that assumption because I didn't really read into it. I was sent over a couple of posts and I thought, oh, this is really cool. I'm going to know what I'm paying for. Now, it didn't really bother me either way because outside of buying an Ultimate Edition, which, to be honest with you, after the releases of the most recent games, I don't know if I'll be doing anymore. But outside of buying Ultimate Edition releases, I don't actually purchase season passes. I'll look at the character and I'll be like, okay, I want that character, because I'm a very fussy player. It's very difficult for me to even use more than one character in a fighting game, so it wasn't going to affect me anyway. What it looks like though is that Tekken can still keep the anonymity. I don't think they're going to be naming all of the characters off the bat. Now, personally speaking, I prefer the way Street Fighter does it, because if I did want to buy the season pass, it probably works out a little bit cheaper than purchasing all the characters. And in the unlikely event they dropped a season pass where it had all the characters that I wanted to use in it, season pass probably the better way to go. So I like to know what we're getting. I think you can still build hype around characters and around trailers, because there was still a lot of hype around Bison when he was coming out, even though we knew he was coming. There was still a lot of hype around Terry, even though we knew he was coming. So I think there's a way you can drop trailers and still keep the hype going whilst also announcing the characters on day one, so we know what we're getting. From a consumer standpoint, it's better. Obviously, as a content creator, that hype surrounding the release of a character is going to be better for the channel, but I care more about the consumer needs rather than getting a couple thousand extra views on my videos. Personally speaking, I would rather they just showed us everything off the bat. I also think in Tekken's case, they haven't really earned the goodwill of the consumers. With Lydia dropping was a bit of a dud. Obviously, Heihachi was controversial, but I think everybody turned out pretty happy, other than the Genmaji problem. Eddie should have been in the base roster, but that's neither here nor there. He's here now. I looked at a game like Xenoverse, and Xenoverse doesn't really tell you what's coming next. They kind of give you a hint. They'll drop a little hint at the end of their trailers. I think that's kind of cool, but Xenoverse has really built up goodwill with its customers. At least I trust the Xenoverse developers to drop some fire whenever the game's being updated. I don't trust the Tekken developers yet. We'll see with this upcoming character. I guess I'm excited to see what happens with it. Obviously, we've been talking a lot about Tekken and a lot of the situations in the game and the community and whatnot. I'm in Greece right now because I booked to come here to take part in the, I think it's Road to Olympus tournament. And then I stopped playing Tekken for a bit, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll just go out and enjoy Athens. But the tournament setup's actually pretty nice, and I'm staying in the hotel where the tournament is, so I literally just have to walk downstairs. So I'm going to be playing that. I am excited for the future of Tekken, don't get me wrong. It's just some things happen, and it can be a little bit annoying. Last thing I really wanted to address was there's been a couple things happening, but because I've been traveling, it's been difficult for me to keep up. Virtua Fighter's getting its update. It seems to only be for PC. A lot of people message me going, is this what we're getting? Is this another Virtua Fighter 5? And I know it's like, what, the 17th Virtua Fighter 5. I know it can be a little bit annoying, but upgrades are always good. And they did say Virtua Fighter 6 is coming, so my only downside of this is that I can't really indulge in it because I don't play on PC. My PC is not going to be able to run that game, and I can't be able to buy a new one. Apparently, it's not being updated for PS5, so there's no crossplay either, so it is what it is. If the PC players get to play Virtua Fighter 5, that's great. I'm happy for them. I'm still going to wait for Virtua Fighter 6, see where that goes. Hopefully this Virtua Fighter 5 re-release does well. That would be really, really nice. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll see what happens. But so kind of an exciting time for fighting games, I guess. We've got the next Tekken character about to drop. Virtua Fighter's on the horizon. And hopefully the Sparking Zero developers and Harada get the message when we say that the rage quitting situations in their games, they're just not good enough. You're not doing what we want you to do. And until you do those things, you won't get my support in terms of purchasing things outside of things that I want. Because like I said, I'm always happy to support a game if I feel like the game is serving its customers. And I don't feel like you guys have done that. So let me know what you guys think about all of that in the comment section below. I will try to update you while I'm out here in Greece. I'm going to go back down to the tournament now and see how well I do. Tournament looks pretty stacked, so your boy's probably going to be out very soon. But we met some people last night and they invited us to some crazy party. So I'll be there and I'll let you guys know if I'm okay in the morning. So I'll catch you guys very soon. Take care and peace.